All right, welcome to another Affinity photo tutorial. Today we're going to get back to logos. We're going to create this tunnel logo design like you see here. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with a new document. And for logos, I decided that I'm going to start doing, I made a logo template, which is just basically 1,000 pixel square. So I'll go ahead and create that. We'll zoom out just a little bit there. And when you're creating logos, it's really good to have guides and grids. The grid system in Affinity Photo is really good. So let's go ahead and view the grids and axes, and we're going to go with a basic grid. And since this is 1,000 pixel square, let's change the spacing to 50 pixels. And we're going to have it show the grid. And that looks good right there. This way we can center stuff up and just easier to move around and select. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our outer shape. So that's a real easy one. We're going to get and grab the donut tool. And we're going to snap into the center of the document and hold down Command and Alt. And we're going to drag out our donut. And we'll bring this inner radius out just a little bit, right about there. And let's change the fill on that to, for now, let's just keep it at black so we can work with our shape. And that's looking pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and rasterize and trim that. And now we want to create our little cutouts on this. So to do that, we're going to use the rectangular marquee tool. We're going to make sure that we have the add selections hot. And let's go ahead and start here. And we'll grab and drag out. We'll use our grid as a guide. And then we're going to add to that. Let's grab here. We're going to make the same size cutout. Bring it down here, just beyond the edge of the donut. Got that. And we're just going to hit delete. And Command D. So we've got our outer shape right now. So now let's make our inner circle. Same thing. We're going to grab the donut tool, come into the center, Command and Shift, drag out. And this one's going to be a little bit thinner. Kind of go with that. All right. So now we need to put our text in there. And I'm just using a couple of letters. You could use any letters you want, but let's stick with what we had on the original image there. We'll drag out a layer and we'll put in the letter H. And for this, I am going to use kind of a real thin font called Sri Devangari. I know, who knew? And we'll bring that over here, and then we will Option drag this over to make a second letter. And we're going to make that much bolder. So let's change the font on that to something really thick, like we'll go with Futura. Futura Black works, and we're going to change that letter to make it a K. And then really what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure that the height on both letters is the same. So bring that up here, make that snap to there, and that they're overlapping a little bit. And that looks good. So let's get and group those two letters, and we'll also rasterize and trim them. And then we can move them over towards the center there. And we can always move them around a little bit later. And then let's also rasterize and trim this thin donut layer. And we're going to group that with the bottom layer. And then rasterize and trim that as well. Okay, so now we can start creating our layer effects. So for the time being, let's get rid of the grid. We don't need that anymore. So I'll go to View and uncheck Show Grid. And then we're going to come to our bottom pixel layer, which is the donuts. And let's come down to Layer Effects. And let's go with a gradient overlay. And on this, we're going to go with like a burgundy, dark red. And then we'll insert another node in the middle there. Go with more of a traditional red. And then on the last one, we will go back to a darker red. And again, you can play with these any way you like. We're going to leave it at a linear gradient the way it is right now. And then we'll also give it a bevel and emboss. We'll make sure that it's an inner bevel. And we don't need to go crazy on this. Let's split the radius and the depth. Bring the radius up some and then increase the depth to give us a nice edge there. And then for the profile, let's go with this rounded. Yeah, that gives us a nice little highlight there. And we can even soften it up just a little bit so we don't get those jaggy lines there. All right, so that's looking pretty good right there. And then we can take that layer effect and drag it right onto our letters. So there, so we've already stylized that. So now let's group these together. Well, we're not going to group them together. We'll just highlight them together here. We'll hold down Option. Let's go ahead and resize these, and then we'll drag it up into the middle. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create our tunnel effect, and we're going to do this separately for the outer circle as well as the letters so that we can create that inner tunnel into the outer tunnel. I know that sounds confusing right now, but let's go ahead and get that started. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer, Command J, and we're going to hide the topmost one for right now. And let's come down to the bottom one and go into its layer effects. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to get rid of the bevel and emboss. We're going to change our gradient overlay, the color. Instead of, we're going to make this grayscale. So this first one will be a kind of a dark gray, middle one be a little bit of a lighter gray, and then this one over here will be a dark gray as well again. And then we're also going to add an outline to it. And we're not going to go crazy on the outline. Let's say 2 pixels. And we'll put it on the center. All right, so we've got that. So now let's turn on our colored layer there. And so now we're going to use the Move Duplicate tool to create our tunnel effect. And this is stupid easy to do. So with the Move tool selected and our grayscale pixel layer selected, we're going to hit Enter. And we're going to check off Duplicate. And we're going to make sure that our insertion mode is behind. And then we're just going to drop the scale down to 99%, like that. And then we're just going to increase our number of copies. And you can see what happens here. We're creating this this tube effect. So let's go with 30 copies of that. And then we're going to change our vertical distance here to, so we can see the end of the tunnel there. Now we want this end of the tunnel to be a little bit smaller. So now we can play with the scale a little bit more and bring it down right about there. That's looking interesting. So we'll go OK, we'll accept that. We're going to group all of these layers together, and we're going to rasterize and trim them because they do put quite a strain on the machine over time. So we will group those, rasterize and trim those. And we're going to do the same thing with the letter logo in the center. So let's grab that layer, Command J, duplicate it. Let's hide the top one. Come down to this visible one, go into Layer Effects, and we're going to basically do the same thing. We're going to get rid of bevel and emboss. We're going to go to the gradient overlay, and let's change that gradient to a grayscale. So we'll grab the first one, medium to dark gray, second one, lighter gray, last one, medium to dark gray again. And we're also going to add an outline to that as well. On this one, let's go with a radius of 1.5. Let's leave it at 1.7, and we'll leave it on the outside. So now we're going to do the same thing with this layer. We're going to hit Enter, and we're going to check off Duplicate, make sure the insertion mode is behind. We're going to scale this down to 99% for right now, and then we're going to increase our number of copies, and we can see it's going backwards there. And then we're just going to change our vertical so that it heads out towards the end of the tunnel, and then we're just going to play with the scale and vertical until we get it. As you can see here, it's creasing up over the top, which is fine for what we want. Then no problem there. Let's bring the number of copies down a little bit there. Let's leave it at 70. That'll work. It'll be a nice tight pattern there. And so we're going to click OK, and we'll have to group all of these as well. So there's quite a few of those. So shift click on those, right click, group, right click, rasterize and trim. So now if we zoom in here, we can see that this is not where we want it. We want it to disappear into this other tunnel. So let's go ahead and create a layer mask for the shadow of the text here. We'll reset our colors, and we're going to grab a brush. We're going to make sure that we're painting with black, and we're going to bring the diameter down quite a bit. And there we go. We're just going to pop that and make it disappear into the background. And then we can zoom out again. And now we can bring back our upper level. Okay, so now what we want to do is create the gradient effect for the inside of the tunnel. So let's start off with this bigger outer tunnel. This layer here, we're going to go into Layer Effects, and we're going to give it a gradient overlay. And for the colors on that, we're going to use somewhat similar colors to the logo as well. And now you're saying, well, what happened to the lines there? We need to change the blending option here. So again, this is to taste. I think I'm going to go with, to make it really interesting, let's go with soft light. Yeah, soft light looks good for now. And we'll accept that. And then we're going to do the same thing with the inner one. Going to give it a layer effect. Go to gradient overlay. And on this one, I think we're going to reverse it. So let's go with the orangey color or yellowish color at the front. And we'll go with the more red color, burgundy color at the back. And we're going to change the angle on that as well. And let's change the blend mode of that as well. We'll go with soft light on that. We'll bring the opacity down just a little bit. Okay. All right, so now we have our logo. So now we need to create a background to pop it off of. So let's come and create a blank pixel layer. I'm going to drag it down to the bottom. And we're going to come to our gradient tool, start in the center, drag up and out to the corner. Let's make this upper corner like a dark orange. We'll make the middle here slightly lighter orange like that. And we'll make this a radial gradient so that it covers our whole canvas evenly. And now to pop it off a little bit more, let's create another blank pixel layer. And we're going to grab our brush and we're going to make sure we're painting with white. Increase the size of our brush quite a bit. And we're going to pop it about twice right in the center here. 1, 2. So now we've got nice backlight on our logo. And we're going to duplicate this layer now, Command J. And we're going to grab this one. And by holding Command and Option, we're just going to drag it inwards. So we get more of like a beam like that. And we're going to blur that just a little bit because we got some hard edges there. So we'll go to Gaussian blur, take that out a little bit. And also, let's create a little bit of height relief here. Let's come in and create another blank pixel layer above the gradient background. And this time we're going to make sure we're painting with black. And we're going to bring the size of our brush way down. Let's bring that pixel layer above these backgrounds. We're going to come down here and pop that a couple of times. Like so. We'll grab the Move tool, hold down Command and Option. Let's drag that out like so. And tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go into layer effects on that. And we are going to give it a color overlay. And we're going to make the color the same color as this dark red. Like that. So it kind of matches a little bit better there. We may even give it a little bit of noise. So that's looking pretty good so far. And the only other thing that I might do to this is give it a little bit of a kind of a lens flare-y look here. So let's do one more thing. Let's come up to the top of the stack. We'll add a blank pixel layer above that. Let's grab the rectangle tool and let's just drag out a really skinny rectangle. And we're going to put it right here along the top of the letters here. We're going to give that a motion blur and we're going to drag the radius up pretty high on that. So it kind of feathers out the edges there. And let's go ahead, rasterize and trim that layer. And then we'll give it a layer effect. Let's give it an outer glow. Maybe bring the intensity up a little bit, bring the radius down a little bit. And let's change the blend mode on that to add and see what we have there. We can probably drop the opacity on that down a little bit. Again, we just want a hint of, and again, you can use this or not. I mean, really depends on what you're trying to do. Actually, it would be cool if it followed the sheen here on the K. Let's see if we can do that. Flip it this way, and then we'll move it right down there to that. See how that looks. I'm not crazy about it. Tell you what, let's leave it out. So anyway, yeah, here's a way of creating a tunnel effect. Since we're working with two separate components, we can put one tunnel inside the other one. If you learned anything or if you liked it, please hit the like button or think about subscribing to my channel. And until next time, peace. Talk to you later. Bye.